Hey guys, this is the Recklessly Skeptical podcast. That was Joe.
This is Josh.
So in this section, we are going to talk about the shooting at the Planned Parenthood that happened in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
It wasn't in the Planned Parenthood parking lot. This guy online said that it was in a different parking lot, and it had nothing to do with Planned Parenthood, and it has nothing to do with the Christians and what they say, and yeah.
And, gotcha.
So that's all false. It
Yes.
took place in
That
the
is all
Planned
false.
Exactly. That's that's what I was pointing out. I'm sorry.
He
I'm
raided
gonna-
the Planned Parenthood building, and so yeah, it took place at Planned Parenthood. It was due to Planned Parenthood. Matt, do you have any of the articles pulled up so we can start quoting some things?
Yeah, so CNN is reporting that the investigators that were looking into it and interviewing Robert Louis Deere,
Junior, right?
it doesn't say junior, I don't know, mentioned baby parts, and later
Sounds like Christian rhetoric.
and later expressed anti-abortion and anti-government views. There's, it still hasn't been made for sure that this is why he did it, but those few things, and I'm pretty sure we can all speculate that it definitely was because of right-wing rhetoric that I'm sure at least built up his anger and his motive to do this.
Well, what builds up Islamic extremists' motivation? You know, it's their rhetoric. It's their religious rhetoric. That's why they do what they do. This guy is a Christian terrorist. I'm sorry. So far it's looking that way, and if it turns out that was his motivation and he was attacking the Planned Parenthood, then I'm sorry. He is a Christian terrorist. Most Christians will be like, oh, well, that's not what Christianity stands for. It stands for peace. Well, hey, you know what? So does the fucking Muslim religion, if you look at it. I just want to point out the hypocrisy that a lot of these Christian people have towards Muslim. Like, there's been rallies against Muslim mosques. People have been going in America. People have been going and protesting mosques just because they're Muslim and carrying supporting their Fifth Amendment and carrying assault rifles on their backs while they're protesting these mosques.
Second Amendment.
Second Amendment. Sorry, Second Amendment. But here comes a Christian terrorist. Sorry, guess what? He is Christian, and he committed an act of terrorism because of his religion. That makes him a Christian terrorist. And and they're denying it. It's being denied from the far right now so much already. And I just want to point out the hypocrisy there. I'm sorry. That's just...
No, I agree. I mean, we still don't know for sure if that's why he did it. Like there hasn't been any solid statements from the guy, but I'm pretty sure that's why.
Yeah, and I think we're going to find out more about this as it unwinds, as the investigation goes on. It's pretty clear that he had right leanings. So yes, he's definitely a Christian terrorist, but I think that there are some differences between what we're seeing, the phenomenon here in America, as opposed to the political phenomenon that's going on in the Middle East. And
yeah, there is a big difference.
And so I don't think it's completely comparable. So I don't want to say compare apples and oranges and say they're the same thing. But yes, there is religious motivated violence here in America that is instigated to create fear in people who don't adhere to what some people consider Christian values, even though there's nowhere in the Bible that says that abortion is wrong. It's just something that's been adopted later on.
And I want to bring up Carly Fiorina again. She is denying that it has anything to do with the right-wing rhetoric. We still don't know for sure, but I'm sure, or I suspect that it's because of that, or it played a role. And a statement she made I find very interesting because it's absolutely false. She said, and I quote, "The vast majority of Americans agree what Planned Parenthood is doing is wrong."
No, we
and
don't.
that's why the vast majority of Americans are prepared not only to defund Planned Parenthood, but also to stop abortion for any reason. And it's completely false. 65% of Americans support Planned Parenthood and want government funding.
65 of Americans.
65%. Yes.
65% of Americans, people. That's more.
And I think it's funny how she says that, completely oblivious to how that we're so against it. We're not just willing to defund them. We're gonna
go and shoot them up.
Well, no, but she didn't say that she was going to shoot him up. But some people, she's also acknowledging at the same time that there are people who are so passionate about this issue because they are told to be this passionate about this issue that they take violent acts into their hands. And she, right there,
Obviously supports
in the
it.
same argument.
She supports it right there.
In a sense, yes.
And I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter after the shooting at Planned Parenthood, there were tons of people tweeting that the shooter was a hero and that this was a good thing.
Yeah, a bunch of Christian rights.
Do you have any of the tweets?
Yeah, let's hear 'em.
I don't have it pulled up right now, but I can pull it up if you guys want to continue talking.
Yeah, I can find some too. So let's take half a second to do that.
I wouldn't mind blasting these people.
Yeah.
Over.
So I've got some here, and so let's go ahead and actually give out their name, because if they're proud enough to tweet about it, then I have no problem giving out their handle.
Yeah, fuck them.
So ZW Craft put hashtag Planned Parenthood will have murdered 325,000 plus babies this year. That's the real news. So that's not murder. That's so stupid. Like, these fetuses, these undeveloped embryos are he wants to equate them to fully developed adult human beings. And that 325,000, like that's just not, I don't know. It's mind-blowing.
And I imagine a lot of these babies can't even reach full term. Too, because I know a lot of women have abortions for a lot of medical reasons. Because one, they're like, okay, we were discussing with somebody before. I don't want to point out names, but the baby, the mother was such a bad drug user, this, that, and the other, that she was gonna go have a baby, and the doctor was like, "You can't have this baby. You can't. You can't do it." So, and she wanted to keep it extremely bad, but the doctor said, "Sorry, it's not going to survive." And so she had the abortion. I mean, so there's other reasons to get abortions, you know.
Yeah. And abortion's all about viability. That's where they draw the line, is if the baby is viable without the mother. So if adoption is an option, it has to be after that point of viability.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing. I see all these signs, don't abort your baby, we'll adopt it. No, go adopt the thousands and thousands of kids that go unadopted every year, and then maybe we'll talk about this.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Sorry, not all babies are viable. You know, like, it's, man,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And another thing is, it's like we're living in a planet right now where we cannot take care of the children that exist already. Like, we are not responsible enough to do so. We don't put the programs in place to help mothers. Republicans call the women who need help like
sluts
leeches and sluts and shit like that. And a lot of the people having these abortions are people who are ashamed that they got pregnant outside of wedlock. Is another thing that I would like to point out, that's the group of people who tends to be the most likely to get a hush abortion. But again, I don't have all the statistics pulled up, so I don't want to speak to that specifically, but that seems to make up a decent demographic of that. And should I go forward with reading other tweets, or?
Yeah.
I have another point that if we did stop funding Planned Parenthood, or if some of these right-wing crazy nuts made abortion illegal, it would not stop abortions. Abortions would still happen. They'd be back alley abortions where the mother could die or get infected with a disease. and they would potentially happen after the viable point.
Oh yeah.
You
oh
know?
yeah.
All right, so continuing on. This is DJ Goodwin at DJ Goodwin 1. Active shooter Colorado Planned Parenthood. I would think this brave hero, capitalized, is saving innocent baby lives. All right.
That's just sickening.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that some of these Muslims out there are totally agreeing with these terrorists.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you sound like. You sound like one of those stupid Muslims that you hate that's agreeing with those stupid terrorists that you hate. You are the stupid idiot agreeing with your terrorist.
Yeah, as long as it's sanctioned by their God, right?
Exactly. Oh, that's fine. It's my God.
Yeah.
My God has the right and the power to kill. Not yours. Mine.
All right, and at the Patriot...
For fuck's sakes.
At the
Sorry.
Patriot, yeah, you're fine. At the Patriot 143, I'm pulling a play out of Obama's political playbook and calling the hashtag Planned Parenthood shooting in Colorado, quote unquote, workplace violence. So let's go to the next one. At Rouge _TH3 _bat. Planned Parenthood kills 1 million babies and no one bats an eye. But one brave hero tries to stop that. Everyone loses their minds. And if you need to take a violent action to try and defend your political position, then maybe you're defending the wrong political position. If you think that violence is okay to move the needle like that, like he's not a hero. He's not anybody who's brave. He's some fucking nitwit with a gun who decided to ruin the ability for other citizens who are responsible gun owners, and he wants to go in and shoot up a facility to try and make a point or to try and make a name for himself. And he's been described as a loner. He's broken the law on several other occasions. I mean, he's just some back alley loser who's just trying to raise his profile, and this is how you guys want to go ahead and try and make him out to be a hero. He's not.
And it's just tribalism. I know I always say tribalism, but that's what it is. It's we're right, you're wrong, so my actions that I'm going to take are going to be violent. And let's say abortion's wrong.
And excused from my creator.
Yeah, and let's say abortion's wrong and we all agree on that, which I don't. But let's do a little thought experiment here. If abortion's wrong and it should be legal, does that make killing other innocent people right? No, it doesn't. If you want to make change, you should do it politically. You should try and get things passed to make it illegal if that's what you think you should do.
Start a fucking podcast.
Start a podcast. Get some sort of platform to speak from and do it that way. You don't go killing people to try and to get the political platform you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as soon as you start trying to make a hero out of someone who kills people, I mean, you totally invalidate your own point. Like, there's no reason. If you think that abortion is wrong because it's violent, because it hurts people, then you should be against all forms of violence. But moving forward, let's go to the next one. At Enviro _mint, MINT, folks upset that murderers and murder enablers die at hashtag Planned Parenthood, but babies die at hashtag Planned Parenthood every day. Why shouldn't adults?
Yeah, it sounds like this guy has a lot of support from the right. So even if he isn't a right-wing nut job who, let's just say he has mental issues and he lost it and just started shooting people in the random place he was at was Planned Parenthood. I know that sounds unlikely. You're shaking your head at me.
Yeah.
That sounds unlikely, but let's just say that's what it was. Let's just say he was a nut job, walking down the street, finally snapped, started shooting, ran into the nearest building, which happened to be a Planned Parenthood. These people are pushing they're pushing their Christian rhetoric through this. You know what I mean? So even if that wasn't the case, it goes to show you what they will and wouldn't support. You know what I mean? Which makes them terrorist supporters. That is a terrorist supporter right there. And those are probably the same people who get fucking scared shitless when when they see anything about the Middle East come up on the news. And they're like, oh my God, terrorists. But then they turn around and support this sort of terrorism, which is the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah, and Planned Parenthood, out of all the things they do, it's only about 3% that is abortions. So likely on that day when he went in there might not have been anyone there getting an abortion. It was people seeking
mammograms. They get mammograms,
cancer screenings, and young people seeking sex education, and different things like that.
I remember when I was younger, after they couldn't, I remember they taught us sex education in school. I remember when that was fine, and then they dropped it. And I remember when they dropped it because the right started getting all pissy like they do. And I was told by my teachers to go to Planned Parenthood. They were like, if you want to learn anything, go to Planned Parenthood. They actually came here and dropped off a bunch of condoms, and they want you kids to go speak to them for sex education purposes. And I thought, oh, well, that's really cool. They're still trying to teach sex education because they understand that it's you teach knowledge. Knowledge is power, not ignorance. Don't dig a hole and put your head in it. Oh, yeah, that'll keep kids from having sex. Just dig a hole and have them put their head in it. Then they could dig another little hole and put their head in that one, the other head. No, you teach them the importance, and that's what Planned Parenthood does. Yeah, they do a lot more than just abort babies all day.
And there's evidence that shows sex education cuts down on unwanted pregnancies.
Oh yeah, look at our secular countries out there.
So if you get rid of Planned Parenthood and all the sex education and teach abstinence only, you're going to have more unwanted pregnancies, which will lead to more abortions. Yep. I mean, these people, they say they want to stop unwanted pregnancies and they want to stop abortions. But the things they want to put in place will lead to more abortions.
Yeah. And really summarize kind of, I think, all three of our positions in a short manner is that we agree with the right wing in the fact that not having an abortion is preferable to having an abortion.
I do prefer that.
But you have to take this full circle. Not having an abortion is preferable to having an abortion. So how do you prevent that? You put good sex education in place. And also make sure that contraceptives are available to everyone who wants them at a very affordable price, and that women's reproductive health is available to women at an affordable price, so that's an option. And then I also think I have a hard time imagining how anybody on the right could disagree with this, that having a sanctioned facility to have a safe abortion is preferable to having a back alley abortion. I mean, those are the two things that I think should be agreeable on both sides of the board. And the solution is obviously that this is the best solution that we have, to have a position or a company like Planned Parenthood that's fully funded by the government. If you can come up with something better that you meet both of those standards, where sex education is emphasized, and also that safe abortions are emphasized available over back alley abortions. If you can come up with something better, I'd love to hear it.
Oh, well, we can. So what we do is we make sure everyone goes to a Christian church on Sundays, and they learn about Jesus Christ and the Savior. And then no one will ever get pregnant without being in wedlock ever again.
What about Mary and Joseph?
And the Palin family.
Oh, well, those are little hiccups that is rare. It is rare. That never happens.
Sure.
It's a rarity.
And the highest places of unwanted pregnancies are the South, the deep South, the most religious part of the United States, and that's where the most unwanted pregnancy happens. So
that is because the devil goes there and tricks people because they know they are so religious there, and it's the devil. And see what I'm doing here? It's the devil.
That's where STDs are also the highest.
It's same again, the devil.
Yeah, the devil focuses STDs around, and God damn it.
So yeah, maybe we can tell them that. Well, if we teach more Christianity in school, won't the devil try to come in and cause a lot of horrible things.
I don't know. I can't understand that mindset.
I know. I don't get it either. I try to pretend and joke around, but then I start getting kind of lost in it, and it freaks me out.
I mean, it would be nice if anybody in Utah listens to this, or if anybody knows anybody in Utah who wants to defend that position against abortion, and maybe we'll have to shake down some of our Mormon friends to take that position. But I would love to have that conversation, because I think that would be. I would love to hear just somebody try and explain that to me. And I won't be mean or cruel, and we'll be as respectful as we are to any of our guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we will be, Joe.
I don't know if I can. We can try. I'll just get up and walk away a lot.
So I want to point something else out too. Women's
Sorry, I was just yep. All right.
women's contraception helps prevent unwanted pregnancies, which would help prevent abortions, obviously. So, but also the other point is women's contraception is used more than just as to not get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
It's
they
used
use
for,
it to balance hormones.
Yes, it's used for a lot of other medical reasons that is beneficial for the woman, that is completely different than, not getting pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also condoning violence makes you the bad guy.
Yeah, I was condoning violence there when I was saying about bringing a Mormon here who wants to. I was like, oh, just get up and walk away.
Yeah, so
I won't hurt you. Come here. Come have a conversation with us.
or is there somewhere in the Bible that I missed that said Jesus said abort or kill anybody who's aborting the little children or some shit like that?
And wouldn't God be the main the biggest aborter known to man? I mean, if you look at
The Great Flood.
well, he kills tons of babies in the Bible, and then also babies dying from miscarriages and stuff. I mean, he aborts a lot of babies.
Well, no. As soon as he looked at the world and realized it was bad, sorry, quote unquote, that he fucked up, and so he killed everyone and everything to start over. That's basic. That's aborting. He aborted his little mission and killed everyone and everything.
Yeah, I again, if you have to use violence, you're not the good guy. Just a hint.
Agreed.
Alrighty, do you guys have anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Alrighty, well,
Thanks for listening to me blab.
yeah, thanks for listening, and you can find us on Spreaker and on YouTube, Recklessly Skeptical. You can find us on Facebook at the Evil Atheist Group, and you can find our separate channels, The Evil Atheist and ZZZ Giant Awake, on YouTube.
Have we seen the Evil Atheist group on Facebook grow at all since we started doing the podcast? Just wondering if we have any new members that are listening in.
I get new member requests all the time for the
You
Evil
do?
Atheists. We're like at 112 now.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So.
Yeah, and more of you can definitely join us and chat with us. If you want to like dispute with us directly, that would be the place to do it. We welcome dissension.
Yes.
But until next time, think passionately.
Bye, guys.
See ya.